Okay. All right. So I'm happy to see everybody. Okay. All right. If you guys don't have your names, most of you do, put your name up on your photo. Okay, just so everybody has their name up. I'm gonna make the volunteers do that as well for today, just because it puts a lot more of a positive energy out there as far as when doing readings and things like that. Melissa, okay. Hey, Melissa. Oh, did it connect to audio?
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so I can hear you, so that's good. All right, and then Melissa, are you gonna be okay to do your platform reading at 8 o'clock?
Sorry.
Melissa, can you hear me?
Can you?
Oh no, sorry. I'm sorry. I was talking to Melissa Finley.
Okay.
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay? But you'll be able to do your reading at 8.
Yeah, I just told my boss that if I close the door, I'm in my room taking a break. So I'm going to do an exercise for my class, and he said no problem.
Oh, perfect. Okay, good. All right.
I'll just have to take my mask off then, but I'm going to go in the hallway and go somewhere else.
Okay, so yep.
I'll take my mask. I'll take the video off and mute myself though.
Okay, all right, good. I'm gonna have you go first, just so you know. So, all right. Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's talk about our readings. How did they go? Taylor, you want to start?
Really good. I mean, Mary and I didn't know it was Mary that I knew already. I texted her and said hi when she goes, hi, it's Mary Audley. I'm like, oh my God, because we're both taking Santosha class. And so we made an hour of it and gave each other readings. And I mean, she said that I nailed almost everything. And the guy who came forward first, I was like, I wasn't feeling he was either her mother's side or her father's side, but I didn't say anything at all. And then I finally told her that, and she goes, yeah, he's my father-in-law. So I was like, okay, that tells me something. So I learned something there about how I can pick up when somebody's not a relative, but somehow connected. Mm-hmm. So it was really well. It really went well.
Good. That's fantastic. Okay. All right. Awesome. Taylor?
It went really well. I did Julie, Jacqueline, and Mary, and it went really, really well. Better than I thought it was going to go.
Okay. Awesome. That's really great to hear. So those were your first 30-minute readings, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. And then did you feel like you struggled at all to fill in information or fill up the time?
Actually, no. I thought that I was going to struggle with how long I had. I'm like, oh my God, 30 minutes. What am I going to do for 30 minutes? And then it kind of just went by really quick. Time was up. Like, oh, wow, we're done.
Yeah, good. That's really good. And so you used your opening speech. How did you feel about that?
It felt good. I don't have it memorized yet, so I was reading off of it, but it feels good because it definitely sends the boundary and the intention of all of my feelings and thoughts are going away, and now everything that I get is coming from spirit.
Yeah, good. That's good. Okay, Melissa Stouffer, did you get to do any readings?
I did. I did one today, actually.
Okay. Who was it?
I did Jacqueline.
Okay.
Jacqueline, and it went better than I thought.
Uh-huh.
I kind of struggled a little bit, I think, with the time. I was close, but yeah, it went better than I thought. Like some things were just coming up random. Some things I was just seeing, like I saw a pair of eyes and I'm like, I don't know if this makes sense to you, but it did. Everything I said, she could relate to. So I kind of surprised myself, I guess.
Yeah.
So Good.
Good. I'm so excited. Okay, that's awesome. All right, that's great. And then did you use an opening speech as well?
I did. I like that. It
Okay.
kind of sets the boundaries. So
Okay.
it does.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Laura?
I did Jacqueline and Amanda over the weekend. It was they were both pretty good. Both of them resonated with the things that I said. I felt pretty confident about my opening speech too, because like how Taylor mentioned, it kind of like just takes off the load off of you, like the pressure. To me, it felt like it took off the pressure, and it was
yep.
like whatever I say, she can't really be like, well, that's not right, because
Right.
I'm telling her from the jump that it's coming from spirit, or I'm channeling whatever I may be feeling. The only issue I had was with the time. I know that for the 30-minute one, it was more like 15 or maybe even 10 minutes. It was kind of hard a little bit to fill in, like when I kind of felt like I wasn't getting anywhere, but then I'd kind of pick it back up pretty quick. But I did have like a moment or two of that. And then for the other reading, I did hit about 15 minutes for the shorter one. So I think I did.
Okay. And so did you use cards?
I did.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So do you think that did you begin with the cards, or did you use like reading styles?
I
Or reading
did.
tools?
I actually just did a 3-card spread, and I think that's why my readings were so short,
Yeah.
because I knew if maybe I did like 5 or did a specific spread that's more than 3, I would have definitely had more time to talk.
Yeah.
But because I'm still getting familiar with the cards too, I didn't want to overwhelm myself and like be talking crazy and have no idea what I'm talking about. So I only did 3 for both of them. But I also did include 1 Oracle deck card as kind of like my overall message to them. So that kind of helped me push out a better message as well. I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And then did you do mediumship? Did anybody step forward?
No, I didn't feel anything like that.
Okay. Okay. All right. Stephen, how did your readings go?
So on the mediumship part, not as good.
Okay.
But as soon as I did the cards,
Okay.
jackpot every time.
Okay.
Everybody resonated with everything that I said. And I contacted everybody except for Jacqueline, only because that's my ex's name and I couldn't contact her in my
Okay.
mind.
Okay.
But nothing against her. It was just in my mind, I couldn't contact her.
Mm-hmm.
But I contacted Julie and Mary. Mary, I actually know. I
Yeah.
actually personally know Mary.
Okay.
And when we saw each other, we're like, oh my gosh, we haven't seen each other in a while. But everybody was really helpful. Everybody was real, they gave me their take on everything. And they told me that I need to do more meditating. They all said that.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is I got to find a good YouTube video on how to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't quite come across that yet. So I'm still looking for ideas and suggestions on that.
Yeah.
But as far as the cards, I did a 3-card reading with everybody, including Melissa and Crystal. And so Melissa, I know she's not on, but she's like got this thing. Like she saw like everything. Like she read everything. She gave me a reading and it was like 15 to 20 minutes and she like hit it like dead on. Crystal is struggling a little bit. I think she will eventually get it. She had a couple things right, a couple things wrong, but she's getting there. I know she's not on either. I checked to see who's in the class, but I mean, so I'm doing something. So I guess I had some positive things that went well for this week, and I don't know, just the cards, they're resonating good with me. And like I had one person say, well, maybe mediumship is not for you. And I said, well, I think I'm blocked, and I don't know if it's, one of my chakras or my heart chakra, like one said, I think it's your heart chakra. I'm like, well, that could be, I do have probably some blockages there, but, I always put my oils on and different things, but the meditation they said would really help. It's just that I'm not hearing anything, I'm not seeing anything. Although one day this week while I was out and I wasn't driving, I just all of a sudden and I couldn't remember what this meant, but like I had this pain that all of a sudden like was in my left ear, like somebody was maybe, I don't know, like what does that mean? Someone saying something to me or
Left ear is from, yep, a deceased person.
deceased person? Okay, so even though on the screen it looks like my left, it's actually my right.
Mhm.
But so what does that mean?
Your right ear is gonna be your spirit guides or your higher self or angels.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
So all of a sudden it was like I couldn't hear for like about 5 seconds. Like there was this painful thing. And I've had that before in like different ears at different times, not too often, just once in a while. So somebody whispered something, but I couldn't hear anything. And it was actually like painful for a few
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah, so normally you'll get like a little popping noise or you'll get ringing in your ear.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, I think that, when we think that we're gonna hear something, it's not necessarily actually hearing it. It's our
Oh.
thoughts. So we hear it just like you would say your name in your head right now. If you said Stephen in your own mind, that's
Uh-huh.
hearing, so that's why a lot of people have trouble discerning whether it is their thoughts or it's actually a deceased person talking to them. Okay, because
Okay.
it sounds like our own voice. Okay, it's just kind of like a thought. I think that this class is an intermediate class. We move very quickly. This is, a class for people who want to become professionals, and you guys took this class at such a thick time energy wise, where I just feel so bad for you guys, so you had that going against you, and I'm right there with you. I mean, I could barely get out of bed today. So
Oh, gosh.
yeah, but I think that, Stephen, the intuitive development would really, really help you.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of steps usually that we take to get to a place where we can read effortlessly, and we know what a clairaudience is and what it feels like and what it sounds like, or clairvoyance and things like that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and we really go over all of that stuff, and it's the beginner's class, and so like we talked about that. But I do think that if you did want to continue on with strengthening your abilities and things like that, that intuitive development would be really, really be important for you to take.
So is that something you're going to do in the near future?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to be doing that in either January or February.
Okay.
Yeah. So Melissa, did you have something to say?
Yeah, Stephen did really well with my reading. I just wanted to throw that out there. I didn't do a mediumship reading for anyone but Stephen. I didn't really. My daughter and I keep getting sick, and I've been doing detoxing and like using the PBX and drinking a lot of water and eating
Good.
healthier, but we wound up getting the stomach flu. So I only had the chance to do a little practice with Stephen, and then I was supposed to do it with Crystal. I didn't. We both wound up having too many things happening. So, and I think she had a bad headache. But
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm kind of having the same issue. I keep trying to tweak my intro, like my speech,
Mhm.
to find something. I think I did pretty good when I was trying to do the meditation before class. I wound up eating an apple right before. I think that helped, and I was holding pressure heated amethyst, so
Okay.
that also helped, I feel. But the few things I was able to get through for Stephen, I think they were pretty accurate. I believe he said so. But as far
They're right
as
up to it.
time-wise, I still also am having an issue with going beyond 15 minutes.
Okay,
I tried to pull what I could intuitively, and what I saw, what I heard, and I did use a couple runes, and I drew a couple cards towards the end, just to like clarify. Like I looked at like his aura. I did an intuitive and a mediumship reading, and then like drew some cards in the runes to kind of like pull the message through, because I keep struggling with that.
Getting a message
But-
is gonna be hard. It's hard. That's the hardest part. It really is, honestly. I'll tell you guys that straight up it is. So,
Yeah. But I mean, aside from that, like I need to contact, it was Jacqueline
Yep.
and I can't recall the other woman. I want to reach out to so many people, but there's been so much stuff happening.
yeah, I get it.
So,
Yeah, it's okay.
you mentioned we could reach out to anyone during any time in the group and just do readings whenever we want, right?
Absolutely. And, you know, if some of you guys may choose to get, you know, your certification, you know, and I will send that to you. And if you do get a certification, you are able to be a moderator and admin in the intuitive lifestyle. And, you know, I mean, there's over 1,000 people in that group. So you guys are more than welcome to always post in there as well too. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna keep listening.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Thanks, Melissa. Hi, Annie.
Sorry, I'm late.
It's okay. Okay, so let's talk about your readings.
My readings, I was really shocked at how well they went, despite what I've been going through the last week.
Yep.
I have realized that my confirmation is like a tingling feeling, like in my scalp,
Okay.
and I get like goosebumps and like right now, I'm getting it. So anytime like I say something or I'm thinking something, that's my confirmation, is that I get like goosebumpy or tingly.
Fantastic.
And yeah, I had 3 really good readings. I practiced with Tazasha or something. I don't know what her name was, and we hit some stuff there, and yeah, it was pretty boosted my confidence. And then I had a girl message me today on Messenger that I did a card reading for her in the intuitive lifestyle, and she said I was spot on. So that really, yeah, need to
Okay.
stop doubting, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's our biggest hurdle. It's our biggest hurdle.
Hey, the
Tanisha.
weirdest thing happened this morning. I had a reading with Amanda, was it this morning? And the clairaudience came in, and I didn't even realize it until after I was done with her. But I said, I didn't have a name come up, and all of a sudden a name popped in my head, and it was her grandmother. I pulled up, but her grandmother confirmed it because she gave me her mom's middle name. And it didn't dawn on me until it was done that I was like, that was like confirmation as well. So
Nice.
I was pretty happy with that.
That's great. So you got a name.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I came up at just like Lois or Louise, or I said, does an L name resonate with you? And she's like, no, but you know, Louise is my mom's middle name. And I thought, well, then that verifies.
Well, that's
that
what
your
it
grandma
is. Yeah.
saying that it's her because she knows your mom's middle name. But
Yeah,
it didn't
yeah.
dawn on me till afterwards. I was like, okay, I know for myself now that was
Absolutely.
her saying that it was her. So
Yeah, yes. So a lot of times, because I get names as well, and a lot of times it's not the name of the person that I'm talking to, it's a name to connect to the person I'm talking to, you know, a side of the family or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I'll be talking to somebody's mom on the other side, and they'll give me the name of their son or something, you know, and I'm like, who's this or whatever. And they're like, oh, that's my brother. And it's like, okay, so then this is your mom, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
yep, it's always gonna connect.
Yeah.
Isn't that so funny when people are like, no, it doesn't resonate. That's my mom's middle name, though. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, and it didn't dawn on me when I was on the call with her, and I got off the call with her, and I was walking up the stairs, and I was like, God, that was like for me too, because it didn't connect with me at first either. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Good. So you got a nice confidence boost then.
I did. I was really pleased with all my readings. Everybody was really nice and good, and it just flowed. So it was.
That's fantastic.
it was
Okay.
good.
All right, guys. So, I wanted to just kind of talk about a little bit about kind of filling our time in, I mean, that's the most important thing. Raise your hand if you want to do professional readings. Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
know.
So what's that, Stephen?
It says I don't think I'm quite ready.
No, I think that you just, most of these people have some work in under their belt,
Yeah.
but you're right where you're supposed to be, and you're doing fantastic. And this is a hard class. I really push you guys. And like I said, on top of the energy, this month and last month. So kudos to you guys. But so if somebody is going to be paying you for your time, there's not going to be, well, I'm not getting anything else. It's been 15 minutes and, it's a 30-minute reading, but I'm not really getting anything else. Like there's no, that's not that, we're not going to be doing that. So, who had some long pauses? Does anybody have any long pauses? Kind of stopped talking, got a little nervous kind of thing? No? You did, Melissa? Okay. All right. So the thing about that is the more that you talk, the more you're going to receive. So you just literally, and this is why I put out so many cards. So let me show you guys this. This is my little basket. Okay. And I use these. And I use these just to give you guys an idea. Okay. These are the cards that I use when I do a reading. One reading, one person. I'm taking all of these cards and I'm spreading them all out. My chakra oracle card, I'll usually do probably like 12 cards. The Lenormand, love Lenormand so much. I actually need to take a class on it. It's extremely accurate. I would suggest anybody, if you want fortune telling cards or an extremely accurate deck like tarot, Lenormand.
Can you spell that? Or can you send us a picture in Messenger?
Yeah, I'll post it in the group.
Okay.
Yeah. Fantastic. I mean, I resonate with these so much. So I'll pull like 4 of these because they always give me a big topic to talk about, those cards, where it's like telling me something specific that is happening in their life. A lot of these are emotional level. You know what I mean? Then I'll use the animal deck. So I'll spread out, I don't know, like 4, I'll just pick 4 of these cards because we can read using animals. I have this angel deck as well that I use, and because I use them so much, like this, see the snakes are like worms, like this is my addiction card. And even from using this deck, if I see worms or like, a worm, I know that the person I'm talking to struggles with addiction, just from using these cards and using the picture so much. I always use cards that have like words on them. If you're just starting out and meanings on them, like this one, Angel of Finances, honor and give thanks for the blessings you're about to receive. I mean, that's a bad example. Communicate clearly. Don't be afraid to tell it like it is. Like these little messages on the card give me more things to talk about. Do you know what I mean? They give me a message in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to open a book and read it. It's right there. Okay. And I use my tarot deck, and that I don't know all the meanings of because there's so many. I mean, this card though, you obviously know this is a heartbreak, right? Most people know the 3 of Swords is not a good card to get. You know what I mean? You're just recovering from a heartbreak. But anyways, I'll lay like 10 of these out. So you can imagine how many cards I actually lay out and I read intuitively. Okay. I don't even look at my cards until after I pull a loved one on the other side. Okay. So I say my opening speech, I close my eyes. If any of you are going to get a tapestry, I highly recommend that. I highly recommend, if you are somebody who's clairvoyant, go get a tapestry. Okay. or do you resonate with those colors and reading the colors? Do that. So I'm saying my opening speech, my eyes are closed because we can all, if you're clairvoyant, you can see better when, you know, it's dark, okay? You know, if you're gonna do readings face to face, don't close your eyes the whole time. It's kind of weird, it's a little rude, you know. We definitely don't want to do that. Maybe for practicing and stuff, but it's really not professional. You don't want to do that. But so I will, I'm going to be picking up on my client, right? I'm going to be looking at the tapestry or whatever I have around me, and I'm going to be looking at what I'm drawn to, and most of all, it's colors, right? And we learned about the colors and the chakras and how they coordinate, and we know how to read colors with people now, right? So that's what I'm doing, and I'm talking about their personality, who they are as a person, gaining their confidence, okay? And then I'll talk, and a lot of times it's about, you know, trauma that comes up, things that need to be healed, people who don't trust in others, who have betrayal, you know, have been betrayed, or somebody who just is extremely successful in anything that they do. If I see a lot of yellow around somebody, I know they're probably really successful. They're going to chase after their dreams. They're not afraid to put the hard work in. I mean, you know, you can talk forever about somebody like that. You really can. And then it can spiral off into career and maybe a business opportunity coming, or, you know, an award or being recognized or whatever it is. Okay. And then by that time I have a spirit step forward, and they always step forward because, and I know they do because they usually labor my breathing. Okay. Annie, when she, you know, she gets a physical symbol, right? Clairsentient. So when you know that something is correct, you'll get those goosebumps. Well, I think that you'll find out if you ask spirit that to give you a physical symbol when they are in the room, if you're not seeing them. And it's really weird, right? Because I'm a clairvoyant and I don't see them step into the room. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see what they look like. They'll show me what, you know, features that they had in their own ways or what they used to wear, but I don't see what they really look like, nor do I don't have to. I'm sure if I tried to focus, I could actually do that, because I remember being able to do that when I first started this, and they look for me because everybody has a different life, a different perspective, different eyes, different paths, different abilities. I saw them look, you know, they looked like ghosts. They look see-through. You know, that's what they look like to me. So anyways, when they step forward, they'll literally kind of just barge in. They'll either labor my breathing, or they'll flash an image in my mind's eye. Okay. And a lot of times they'll do that while I'm talking. They'll interrupt me while I'm talking and, you know, reading their personality or whatever. And I'll have to be like, oh, is this a female energy? Is this a male energy? You know what I mean? Because they come in and start talking. So I will channel who's there. You know, usually one or two people. You always want to talk to spirits who are good communicators. And if you got one who's going to be talking a lot, that's really good. You know, you want somebody who's going to be talking a lot. And then usually, I will begin reading the cards, and I'll talk to the deceased loved one as I'm looking at the cards, and we'll kind of go back and forth, you know, because I know that deceased loved one is guiding my eyes to the cards. Okay. I'm reading the cards, I'm talking to them, but it's all one thing. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, so, you know, I have my cards laid out and I'm giving messages from the cards, but I'm also, you know, it's also from the loved one as well. Does that make sense? So it does not have to be separated. You do not have to say, oh, you know, this is their message. Okay, let me move to my cards. It doesn't have to be like that. There's no rules. Okay. So, you know, I don't want to say free ball it, but, you know, that's what I freestyle. That's what I do. You know, I want you guys to find what is most comfortable for you, and utilize that, okay? So making sure that you're always filling up that time, with the cards and, you know, so there's that. And then there's also the way of, well, we're gonna practice that, I think, now. Does anybody have any questions so far? Okay, yes, Annie, do you have a question? Okay, okay. Okay, did anybody run into any of the big no-nos where it's kind of like, somebody had taken their own life? No, okay, all right, well, that's good. Anybody, you know, no messages about cheating or anything like that? Okay, all right, cool. So obviously we want to move forward with proper etiquette, okay? So, you know, if your client ever asks you a question, you don't say, I don't know. You know, we don't ever want to say, I do not know. They're paying you because you have abilities and you can tap in and you can answer questions for them with your intuition, okay? So I want you guys to know that, you know, you don't say, I don't know. You're going to want to just tap in and have confidence in yourself. Remaining unbiased is one of the really, really important things in being a professional reader, okay? Because we have ideals about, you know, how a family should look or what's right and what's wrong, like me personally, okay? If somebody cheats on me, we're done. We are done. It is a wrap. It's over. And I believe that for anybody. Like, that's me being biased. I believe that there's no coming back from that, okay? But when I'm doing a reading, I want to pay attention to the messages. You know, I want to pay attention to whoever I'm speaking to, like the deceased loved one that I'm talking to, that I'm asking their opinion or whatever. You know, I want to answer through intuition, through abilities. I don't want to answer through my own biased opinion. Does that make sense? And I have done that before, right? And not realized that I was doing that until, you know, I got a contradictory answer from, you know, a loved one. And I was like, oh, this can't be right, you know, but it doesn't matter what I think, what my rules are, what my personal beliefs are. You want to give them the truth, okay? Whatever you're receiving. I told you guys, I don't know if I told you about this, but I had a reading, and this woman, she used to come to me a lot, you know, and she was cheating on her husband, and she kind of, you know, she had put him through a lot. She had put him through hell. She had moved out, and you know, she was like in this apartment building, and she was seeing her neighbor, and there was another guy in the mix of it. And then she was like asking me, you know, what she should do. She obviously didn't want to be with her husband anymore. She wanted like this new adventure or whatever. And she's like asking me like what to do, like who she should choose, like who she should be with, whatever. And it was her husband. You know, I even got his name. I was like, who's Michael? You know? And she was like, that's my husband. And so that's who she was supposed to work things out with. And if you ask me, you know what I mean? No, like that, I would never recommend that. You need to go see a counselor. That's who you need to be seeing. You know what I mean? If you got to ask me, because you need to heal what's hurt inside of you, that you, whatever is going on, right? But that didn't come from me. That was never what I would have told her. Okay. But I have to leave my personal belief systems, you know, my experiences and what I think is right for, you know, I don't get to say that. So do you know what I mean? Remaining unbiased and allowing the spirit to guide us. Okay. And then have you guys, I know you guys, most of you just did your first kind of 30-minute readings or ish. But have we thought about, or gotten to a point yet where you are going to organize your reading to where you know what information you're going to be pulling for your clients? Because a lot of people, I mean, what do? They message you and say, hey, can I have a reading? Like they're not like, here, I want it set up this way. I want you to pull this information and this, and then this, and then this, and then this. No, right? So you get to design your reading. Did everybody kind of do some work on that? And how did that go? Did we apply that?
Yeah, I definitely have a sense of how to do it. I first give them my opening speech, break the ice a little bit, and then I tap into their reality, and I kind of just like sense what's going on with them now and tell them what I feel. Sense, does it make sense? And then as long as those messages are coming, I let them come, and then I see if there's a spirit that wants to come talk to them and bring them forward. If there's a particular one they want to talk to, I'm now bringing them forward, not just volunteers, but who they want to talk to. And,
Yes.
I let that go on for as long as need be. Now today I have a question. And
Yeah.
that's what I finish with is I let them ask a question,
Okay.
or two, depending on how much time there is. And so I was doing a reading for my childhood best friend today, and I brought both her parents. Her dad came forward, which I expected. Her aunt came forward, and then suddenly her mom was there, and I was like, that I did not expect. And then a great aunt or something. But when she asked the question, her dad wanted to answer, and her dad was answering, but her mom was like, no, I want to answer. And I'm like, so I told her, I said, your mom is saying a different thing from your dad, and I just want you to know. And she knows that because her parents are divorced and they don't get along. So I presented her with both spirits' answers because I felt that was all I could do. And then she has to work it out based on which parent she feels has her interests more at heart.
Good.
Because they were contradictory.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah. That is
To give them readings
absolutely.
like that when you know,
Yeah.
especially if you know who the spirits are.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
you'll get the grandmothers who, and again with the bias, but you'll get somebody who comes to you and say, listen, should I get a divorce? And that's one of the most common questions, should I leave my husband? Or should I leave my wife? And a lot of times I will say, well, why don't I ask your loved ones on the other side? Because I don't want to be the ultimate. I don't want to do that. And what I always will do is give them, oh, look at the baby. I will give them two answers. What happens if you leave? What happens if you stay? And then I will ask your loved ones on the other side. And a lot of times, if I got a grandmother there, most of the time they'll say, stay, work it out, because that's how they, they grew up. That's what they believe. But if you ask me, I'd say, no, if you're already thinking about this, if you're asking me if you should leave your husband, you must really be thinking about it. Like there's some things that you need to address. Depending on what's going on, sometimes people grow apart, and like, that's okay. And I believe in that. But, grandmothers on the other side, not all of them are going to. That wasn't their life. That wasn't their generation. They don't believe that, It's our duty to keep what we think and what we feel and what we believe personally aside and be an open channel for healing, okay, and healing messages. So great, that's fantastic. All right, okay, and then that's good. I'm glad that you are pulling, you're asking them who they want to talk to. Okay, that's really important. I mean, getting a reading is expensive, it really is. It takes a lot of our time and our energy. People don't just get readings every other day, right? Some people need to save up to get a reading. And so just making sure that, we're giving them what they need. And a lot of times too, like, I've heard a lot of, I think one of my teachers actually, she said this in her opening speech. She's like, I'm going to give you what you need and not what you want to hear, and she said that right up front. And that's her style, but if I think about it, guys, if you schedule a reading, a lot of times it's because you got something going on, you want something specific answered or talked about, so you want to give your clients the opportunity. to ask ask a question or speak to somebody on the other side that didn't come forward. Okay, a lot of times too, that I pick up on the strongest energy. If their loved one on the other side is not the strongest energy, I'm not going to pick up on it. So when I ask them, do you have any questions? At the end, they're like, oh, I really wanted to talk to my son or whatever. I'm going to say, oh, Lord, okay, let me pull him forward right now, So I always want to do that. I don't want anybody to ever leave me unhappy. But also, we need to talk about boundaries, okay? Because we are not going to allow people to take advantage of you, okay? That's very important to me that you do not allow people to do that because, some people will just constantly take, ask more questions. And I kind of talked about this before, but say, okay, thank you so much. It was really nice talking to you, and that's kind of how you close the conversation. But just making sure that you're just channel in a timely fashion, pull them forward, give a healing message or whatever, but keep your own boundaries, okay? Because your energy is the most important energy in filling your cup up, making sure you're taking care of yourself. If you are not feeling up to doing that reading, do yourself and your client a favor, okay? And reschedule it. Because you're not going to do as well as you would if you were okay, if you were feeling better. Okay. So, it's kind of it's a win-win for everybody. Although trust me, if you're an empath and you're like me, you hate to cancel readings. I do. I hate it. I hate letting people down. I don't want them thinking I'm unprofessional, all these things. But in the end, it's just about, you taking care of yourself. And if you take care of yourself, they're going to get a better reading. And also, talking about prices, do not underprice yourself. If you are pricing your readings in the way that you feel is suitable, all right, you are going to give your best because you are being paid for your best. Does that make sense? If you are undercharging people, you are going to eventually be full of resentment and negative energy. And trust me on that, okay? Because you're going to do readings and you're not going to feel like your energy is exchanged, and it's just not good, okay? We don't need that. So just, what I did as far as prices, when I first started out doing readings, I did a $40 to $60 sliding scale. It was like, whatever you thought you wanted to give me. And that made me feel good because if I totally sucked, you only wasted $40, and what happened was I was always getting $75. I was always getting $75. And so that was Spirit telling me like, that's what your price is for a 30-minute reading. Okay. I mean, so they were just tipping me. I was charging, 40 to 60 or whatever. So that's how my prices came about. Okay. So, kind of moving forward, just making sure you're doing something that makes you feel comfortable. All right. Giving yourself that leeway in the beginning. If it doesn't go so good, I don't feel bad. You know what I mean? But giving them that option that if it did go fantastic, they could tip you if they wanted to, which they know that though. Okay. So anything else? What else do you guys want to talk about?
I'm not necessarily pulling Spirit for asking. The one mediumship reading I had was with Amanda, and it was because I saw a vision. I saw an image of a lady.
Okay.
So I don't feel comfortable doing mediumship readings right now because I don't feel like I'm connecting enough to bring anybody in. I saw a vision of a lady. I saw what she was wearing, what her hair looked like. It was like a side profile. And then the only other thing that I got about her is that I made the mistake of saying that I had when I was telling her how I, thought she had passed, or she was telling me how she passed, I said that I felt like a pain in my heart, like she might've had a heart attack, and I was feeling pressure and some stuff up to my head. Well, she told me that she had breast cancer, and I should have said I had a pain in my chest because that could probably cover more
Chest
areas
area.
than than that. And then she said that it started out as breast cancer and then it spread through her body. So that must be why I was getting the feeling that it was going up. I just got tingly. I'm just confirming that at this moment, I'm not comfortable with calling anybody in. I saw an image. Is that okay to do mediumship readings that way too? If you happen to get
Absolutely, that's how you
an
do
image?
mediumship. That's how you do
Okay.
mediumship readings. This is
Okay.
not
And
cookie
that's the
cutter.
only time it happened. And when you first posted Shannon and Amanda's pictures, that was what, 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago? That's the image I got then, and I just did her reading yesterday. So the image still stuck. And I was still thinking about it. And then the only other thing that came forward was the name, and that was when I was doing her reading. So
Yeah.
well, a couple other things came up, but I mean,
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't-
you did a mediumship reading. That's a mediumship reading. You know, you saw what she looked like as far as a picture. She showed you a picture of herself.
okay.
She made you feel how she felt when she was passing away, which I as well get. A lot of people who are clairsentient will get how they felt when they were passing. And she told you a name as well. So that is how you read. That's your mediumship. It doesn't have to be, oh, I'm seeing somebody standing in the corner and they look like this. No, it doesn't have to be. That's how I see it. But again, this is why we're doing this. I want you to find out how you work.
And I don't know if anybody is trying to come in, but when I was visiting my parents today, because my dad's very ill, I kept seeing images. Like I thought somebody was standing there, and I'm like, whoa. And then a little while later, I was like, whoa, like someone's there. And I said to my mom, I'm like, I keep feeling like somebody's here. And she goes, oh my gosh, well, maybe it's the angels coming to get him. And I was like, well, maybe, could be, I don't know. But I think maybe because I'm detoxing and I'm starting to do things how I should and meditate more and I don't know if things are really starting to open up.
Yep.
They're like shadows, I guess you could say, like a shadowy image. So.
Oh yeah, you are opening up. Everybody who takes this class, I mean, this is kind of spirit knows you're here. Now you're going. You guys took that leap of faith. You started doing readings. You kind of allowed them to come in. That's huge. So once you started doing that, now your abilities are going to be continuously increasing. You're going to learn how you work. You're the best now when you guys are on your own and being aware of things. So yeah, absolutely. And especially, were you in a hospital or like some sort of facility, or when you were seeing that?
Yeah, he's at home. We're doing hospice at their home.
Okay.
And I kind of have kept mum's the word. I haven't kind of even said in my head, is there a message, who are you and do you have a message? Because I don't want to trip my dad out yet, and I don't trip anybody out,
Yeah.
but I don't want to trip myself out because I'm just kind of like, when they're ready to give me something, then I'm just kind of just because I'm not ready for this and not ready for him going, I guess. I'm not ready. It's not that I'm not ready for this. I'm just,
He's not gonna go anytime soon, okay?
Okay.
So just know that. But yeah, okay, so this is fantastic. This is all great news. Okay. And also, as far as boundaries go with spirit, you need to be stern and you need to mean it. And you just need, a lot of times you need to ignore them. Okay, when they're coming in, especially at nighttime, that's what happens to me. I don't know. I've been telling them they're not allowed in my bedroom as long as I've been doing this, and they're still coming in my bedroom. So, I've learned to ignore them. Now, I have a rule. I do not want to see anybody in my bedroom. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not going to be seeing anything. I don't like that, so I'll have the ear popping going on when I'm falling asleep and stuff like that. But, making sure just kind of keep your boundaries there, and stuff like that. So, all right, it's 7:50. We are having a few volunteers come on. We're just gonna give them messages platform style. It's gonna be super easy. They are people that I know. I think all of them are previous students. One isn't, but she's a client of mine anyways. You know, super easy to read. It's going to be really fun. No big deal. And when you do platform readings, this is where all of your clairs are, you know, awaken up. Okay. Awaken. And they're utilized. Okay. So when my rule of thumb, when I'm doing, you know, a platform style reading, you're just going to go to the person that you're drawn to. That's it. And you guys are all empaths. I strongly suggest that you guys always just feel into who they are as a person, if that makes sense. Feel into who their energy. You're never going to go wrong when you do that. When you look at somebody's face, you know who they are as a person. You know, that's just our gift as an empath. So, when they come on, you know, just who are you drawn to, and say, may I come to, you know, may I give you a message, and they'll have their name, and, you know, Taylor, may I give you a message? And that's the proper way, it's proper etiquette. Usually mediums would say, or psychics would say, may I come to you? When you're in a church or your gallery style reading, and somebody would say yes. Okay, and that's, so it's kind of like, you got to ask them permission to give them a message. It's just kind of cordial and good ethics or whatever. And then, you know, just give them a message. If you see a deceased loved one with them, give them a message from that deceased loved one. And when you're done, you just say, okay, and I'll leave that with you. I do encourage you guys to say, does that make sense? You know, things like that. I always do that, you know, during readings or even on lives, I'll do that. Does that make sense? Can you connect with that? They do know that, you know, I said, please nod your head, please say yes, things like that. Because the more validation that we get, the more information you're gonna receive and you're gonna give them. So, you know, I don't mind if you guys turn your camera off, if that makes you feel more comfortable. You know, but that's what we're going to be doing. So let me just kind of take a look at the messages that I got. Make sure that everybody is all set to come on. Okay. And also, please, if you do want your certificate in the mail and you've completed all of your readings, and you know, obviously feel confident in moving forward, I would like you to message me what your name is and how you want it to appear on the certificate and your address, obviously. Okay, so making sure you're doing that. I'm going to get that out this week for you guys. Okay. All right, does anybody have any questions or anything? Okay, if you guys want to take like a little 7-minute break, maybe you want to ground in, put some oils on or whatever, they're going to be here at 8. Okay, so I'm gonna go do that too. Okay, guys, we're gonna all come back. All right, so we got Brian coming in. And he's just connecting to audio, and I am gonna have Melissa go first. So Brian is a previous student of mine, okay, guys? So please don't feel afraid or, you know, intimidated or anything like that, okay? Okay, Brian, are you with us?
I am.
Hey,
Hey.
how are you? It's so good to see you.
Oh my God, so good to be here. Dude, come on now. We are, oh my God. You're brilliant, brilliant, Jamie. Thank you so much for everything.
Oh, yes, it's all my pleasure. I'm so happy you're here. Okay.
No,
All right, Brian. So I'm sure I'm gonna have, hopefully I'll have some other volunteers pop on, but you know the deal. I'm gonna have the students give you readings, you know, and kind of just say what's going on with them. And I really encourage them to use their unique abilities and reading styles. So it's not gonna be like a cookie cutter kind of thing. They're just gonna pick up what they pick up for you, okay? And then you know, obviously, to validate.
validate. Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
yay. So I'm gonna have Melissa read you and go first, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, Melissa. Hi.
Hello. Okay. I'm gonna close my eyes just for a couple seconds.
Okay.
See what I sense as far as energy. I like to call in both your and my archangels and ancestors, any spirit guides, to help get any messages of love and healing and light. And I am able to get messages in many ways: seeing, hearing, knowing, sensing, tasting, smelling. So anything that I get in is message from your loved ones, and even your higher self. Okay, so I am sensing that you are a very successful man, and all of the things that you have going on in your life. I was able to see a lot of yellow around when I closed my eyes, like radiating around your head, especially.
Yep.
I'm also able to see some purple around you, so yellow and purple. So you were able to open the window that has been remained closed for a very long time. And since you were able to do that, so much abundance has come through for you in many aspects of your life.
Yeah.
It was almost as if it was like, I don't know. I think the game was like Pac-Man or something, where when the game resets, I just saw like a bunch of pixels like flying across the screen. So it's just as if the things that were no longer meant for you flew out of your life just as quickly as the things that were meant to come in your life came in. So you had a lot of good energy coming in. You were able to have your new beginning. At one point, you were pretty fearful to let go, but you just took that leap of faith and it came through for you.
Yeah.
I sense that you have, I believe it's an angel around you right now. I see a lot of like a white energy around you right now. So I'm pretty sure you have an archangel around you. I am not certain which one it is, but I guess I heard Uriel. I don't know if that resonates with you. I don't know if you work with angels, but I heard Uriel.
Yes.
I'm not sure if that's the correct color or not, but I saw the color the white light and I heard Uriel. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah. So I wasn't sure if you wanted me to give you feedback as you were giving me information, but I realize now maybe I should kind of do that as you're going. But so,
Wait, you know
or
what?
what? Yeah,
I
tell me.
think that we should wait till after, because I don't want to give too much information from the other students. Do you know what I mean? Because they might be reading, they might pick up on something.
Right. Let me get a pen so I can just jot something down.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I
Okay.
can have that. I'm like, oh. Right, hold
Yeah.
on.
Okay.
But
Okay.
you're doing fantastic. You're doing
Great job. Great job.
Thank you.
Melissa. Okay, good. I just want everybody to have a fair shot at
No, it's all good.
getting information without us giving them any. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Good call.
Who wants to go next and get it right out of the way? And you can. So we have 2 more people that have joined.
That are gonna read me.
What? No, I'm talking to the class. So hi everybody. So obviously you're here for volunteer readings. They could go, it's only going to be a minute or 2, as far as the message. It depends on how many people are drawn to you. Everybody will obviously get a reading. There's only 3 of you here. Please nod your head. Please say yes if they are on the right track, because the more validation, the more confidence, the more they'll give you. Okay. And just be as open as you possibly can. And so to the students, there's 3 volunteers here. It doesn't matter who you go to. I want you to go to somebody that you are drawn to, and everybody do one person. And if you guys feel drawn to do another person, you absolutely can do that. I'm kind of like, after everybody does one. Okay. All right. So who wants to volunteer to get theirs out of the way? Who's afraid? Okay, Annie.
I would like to do a reading for Ashley, if that's okay.
Okay.
For some reason, when first I saw your face, I felt like we were like kindred spirits, like we have had the same path in life. Rocky. We've come out of the depths of, I don't want to use phoenixes because I've seen a lot of those lately and I've heard a lot of those, but we've gone through a lot, but we've always come out and we've risen. Doubted ourselves, but should have never, but we have. And I'm feeling like my oracle cards for you, if I can do a reading with my cards for you. I pull 3 and then I pull the 4th one to tie everything together. The first one I got is right. And this card to me means that we need to start probably help, like if you're thinking about it or you've been doing it and fallen off track with that, you need to like write your manifestations, your dreams, just keeping track of stuff. Affirmations. I get like writing stuff down, and maybe you're going through something right now, but the next card is find the blessings in your current situation. Maybe things aren't looking like how you want them or how you need them to, but there's always a blessing through a hard time. Stay focused, because whatever you're trying to work on or where you're trying to get to, you're going to get there. You stay focused with it, and artistic expression comes in. So maybe you need to stay focused with something that you're drawn to or you have a passion for. Maybe you can't verbally express it, but you're good at drawing it or, at least getting it out that way. So you need to take some time for yourself, and you're on a path. You have ideas and you're going to get there. It just might be a little turbulent situation right now. The face is tingling. I don't know if any of that resonates with you.
Yes, it does. I am going through a very tough situation right now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Please don't say anything else because we have a bunch of other, hopefully, I'm sure other people will pick up on that for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think if it's okay, I'll go next. I also felt very drawn to Ashley. Immediately, I kind of got like I saw like red, fiery kind of energy around you, and it's giving me like warrior spirit energy. I feel like from a very young age, or for a very long time, you've gone through many struggles. And I just pulled a card here and I got the Hermit. And I take that as it's coming through as in a way that like you've had your fair share of lessons and just a lot of shakiness in your life. And I feel like now is really a great time for you to internalize what you've learned. I also pulled a card from my Angels and Ancestor Oracle card deck, and I got the Wise One, which says grow within your current situation. So that really kind of helps clarify to me that I really feel like whatever you're going through now is kind of like you gotta kind of like go into hermit mode and pretty much just see the bigger picture and just accept what's happening and know that it's working out in the end for you in a way that you're not aware of per se.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Great job.
Thank you.
Okay, Taylor?
Okay, so I was drawn to Ashley as well, and I am seeing a lot. I feel like this is an issue that is involving the heart, like something that is like very close to your heart, but it's taking a toll on you. I feel like a lot of grounding right now will really do a lot of good for you. And I'm also getting that there's some kind of choice that you have to make. And so I see like this kind of split road, and there is some sort of choice that you're going to make regarding whatever it is that's going on. But really some sort of companionship is going to come to you. So it be like another person or an animal or some sort of companionship is going to come. And I'm also getting that you have so much willpower and strength right now. Like whatever you're going through it fiercely. And that's just amazing. And it's really, really good for you. And you also have a lot of courage. I'm getting that I see like a huge lion, and I can just see how the strength and the courage plays together.
Yes, that resonates. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome job. Okay, who's next? Come on.
Sarita?
Okay, who wants to go? Kirsten, Melissa?
Okay, I'll go.
Okay, Tanasia. That's how you say it, Tanasia?
Is it Tasia?
Tasia.
Am I going?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, don't be sorry.
I couldn't hear. Okay, so I feel drawn to, is it Sarita?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna turn my video off for a second here.
Okay, yep, no problem.
All right, so I'm going to pull a few cards here from the Soul's Journey deck, my Oracle card deck. So I feel like you're a very strong, compassionate person. Let's see. Did you just get done cooking something? Ice cube, for some reason, it looks like pierogies or an empanada. I don't know why. I just see a picture of that for some. It just popped in my head. We were thinking about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I see. Okay, so the first card is success. It says, I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Well, I'm sorry. All right, let me pull another one here. Okay. And then I'm also getting acceptance. Like learn to accept the things that you cannot change. And also relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. I don't know if you were maybe just in a relationship or you were in one and you're thinking about moving forward. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're doing good. You're doing good. Keep going.
Okay, let me see.
How do you feel? What do you feel like she's going through right now?
I feel like she's struggling with like being fully in a relationship. Maybe like afraid of a broken heart or getting hurt. I feel like.
Do you feel like it's family or you feel like it's a significant other?
I keep feeling like a significant other. I keep leaning more towards that.
Okay. Okay, and then just give her a healing message.
So my healing message for you is to always follow your heart. Always, you'll find your truth with that. Whatever you feel, don't second guess it, and I'll leave that with you.
Okay, great. Thanks, Melissa.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Asia, you
May
gonna
I
go?
go? May I go now?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I got messages for all three of them.
Perfect.
So Ashley, it's a really quick one because you've already gotten a lot, but what the message I got was trust Solomon's wisdom, don't split the baby. That's what I got, exactly that. So I'm leaving you with that because
Can you
that's what I
repeat that
got.
one more time?
Solomon's wisdom, Solomon from the Bible, it's don't split the baby. You know, the story of Solomon and how he said the two women fought over it. He said, okay, cut it in half. And then the real mother came forward and said, no, give it to the other woman. And that's how he knew who the real mother was. So I got, don't split the baby. So that should mean something to you in some way. I will leave you with that.
Thank you.
Ryan, I am getting a woman who, she says her name is either Melinda or Miranda, something very much like that. I feel like she died in a car accident, or like I feel like I got hit in the head and chest, like she hit the windshield or something like that when she died. She's not related to you. She's more like a friend or colleague. She has long hair that's kind of wavy. And what she's been wanting me to tell you is sorry. She didn't mean it. She didn't mean what she said. She's sorry for what she said. And she showed me a while ago a rubber duck. a yellow rubber duck, which is not in my symbology at this point. So I'm not really sure what it means, but it may mean something to you. But she's just, she's regretting that she didn't leave with good words between you. And she just wants you to know that she's sorry and that she's okay. And then that was her message for you. So Rita, I'm getting, I believe her name is Heather. Somebody that you love dearly has passed, and you are worried about the way she passed and if she's happy or not. She just wants me to tell you she's happy, like she's joyous, angels around her. She's I feel like it's been a long time since she passed, and that there's been a disconnect between you for a long time. But the name she gave me was Heather. She's happy. She wants you to know she's at peace. And again, I don't feel she's a relative. I feel like she's a friend from the past. Does that make you seem very puzzled, which means maybe it's not for you. Heather came to me before any of you guys came here, and I was trying to figure out who she was for. So I'm just going to give that reading out to everybody here. Somebody named Heather wants to give that message to somebody that she's happy, she's okay.
Okay, all right, thank you. Asia, you're gonna go?
Okay. Okay, so this one, I just kept hearing this as I was listening to everybody. I don't know who this is, but if somebody was like very, very hesitant to like coming on as a volunteer, like absolutely like maybe pacing like in their head or literally just thinking about it a lot, maybe because of like views of how you were brought up or something. So that's like not necessarily that it's a big part of your life anymore, but that's still in the back of your head. Or it's somebody that wants to, that's just too nervous. I don't know, but I've been picking up that energy like since I got over here, and I kept hearing spirits say like, oh, they're gonna come in later or wait later to start. I don't know. I just kept hearing that. But there is someone who may have had like a dream or has a recurrent dream of like, I don't know. I keep seeing something with like doors, like doorways, or like there's multiple doors to go through. I don't, if that connects to anybody, but I feel like that person is like struggling with like juggling a bunch of things in their life that are really important, and they struggle with it because like something big happened in life recently. It's almost like one big event after another, and I feel like, and so they just are constantly, and I'm feeling super anxious, and I thought it was my energy just being nervous, but it's like really heavy on my chest. Like I can't even catch my breath at the moment. So if anybody's struggling with that, Spirit just wants you to know that it doesn't matter what choice you take. It's what it's going to give you the most.
Is that you, Brian? Can you take this message?
Yeah, I can take that. And I want to hear this part. It doesn't matter what choice I take. What? Say it, because I need to hear it now.
Whatever
Right.
feels like feel most peace.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
funny. I was trying to do it already because I answered that second question for you, but I was like, oh, maybe I just got to read somebody else. But I think I just connected with you. I kept looking at you too.
All right. Yeah.
I'm glad that resonated.
Yep.
Good. Great job. Okay, Stephen, you're up.
I feel drawn to Sarita,
Okay,
and I'd like to do a 3-card reading.
okay.
Sarita, could I ask you to say your name 3 times so I could connect to you?
Sarita, Sarita, Sarita.
Okay, so I read my cards from left to right. The first one is usually something from the past. The middle card is something current, and my last card is something kind of towards the future, but they all generally sometimes relate to one another. So the first card I pulled is called Adjacent Possibilities, and it has a 2 and a 4.
The fucking doors.
And it has doors that are wide opening, but there also is a window that kind of like fell out.
Oh, God.
So not exactly sure what to make of this, but does this resonate with anything?
Stephen, it would be open, it would be like opening doors, right? Possibilities. You tell her.
Okay.
Yep, you tell her what the card means and give her a message.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's a lot of light around the door, even though that there is, you know, a window or something that is actually, that's like an extra door that's in the middle of the hallway. So it's showing like an escape. So maybe it's something that you've come across in the past, and you've gone down a different path, but there's always an exit. And that's what I'm getting with this card. So the second card has a 4 and a 4 on it, and it's a woman holding a heart. So with this one, I'm going to say that it's you're holding maybe someone's heart close to you, and thinking on how it would better either serve you or serve someone else. And then the last card is a 4 and a 6, and it's called the Thinking Man. So with this card, this gentleman is holding a crystal and looking into the crystal, and it might be the way that you're thinking of something towards the future and maybe someone else that will maybe come into your life, as well as let's see. It's definitely something positive that will help you down the road. In seeing this crystal, it's like you have to keep an open mind and not always overthink it. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. Sure does.
Good.
Okay.
Good. Fantastic.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
Thank you.
Great job, Stephen. Yeah, I honestly feel like you are a caretaker and you've been taking care of everybody else your entire life. And it's really time for you to take care of yourself, and you need to put up some boundaries and do what's best for you, and like really, really mean it, kind of like everybody done with it. You know what I mean? Like, this is your time now. Okay. So I really wanted to say that to you, and make sure that you know this is your time. And you know, you're the type of person to take your shirt off and you'll be cold and you'll give it to somebody else as long as they're warm, but that's not the time now. We need to fill your cup up and you need to do what's best for you. So any decisions moving forward have to be for you, okay?
Definitely.
Okay. And Ashley, there's a birthday anniversary coming up or just passed that I want to acknowledge. And you are, I feel like I feel like you're in this path where like it's kind of like you're fighting for something, if that makes sense. You're fighting for something and you're gonna win. You got this and you're gonna get it. And it's kind of like well deserved. You know what I mean? It's well deserved. And I feel like you're just finding yourself and your power. But like really, really realizing that your entire life is about to change. Okay. So I'm really excited for you, you know, and make sure that you continue helping other people. And I want to say, like, with this wealth that you're going to be receiving. Okay. And I feel like it's on multiple levels. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, good. All right, good. And Brian, you're just so, I love you so much. And thank you for being here. Yeah, you have infinite possibilities all the time. I see a lot of 8s around you. I see the infinity symbol around you. I see birds around you. It's kind of like you are the messenger of the gods. And I want to say gods because you give readings from different universes, different levels, different forces. Okay, so I don't ever want you to lose sight of that. You know, that's what makes you so special. And I don't ever want you to put yourself in a box. Okay, so whatever this decision is that you're going to be making, do not put yourself in a box where it's only you're offering certain things or it's only going to allow you to do certain things, because it's like nobody puts baby in a corner kind of thing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, all right, fantastic. So now everybody, Brian, why don't you unmute yourself? And let's real quick, just give some feedback to the students on how they did and how you connected.
All right. So let's start with, where's Melissa? Melissa, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, Melissa. Yeah, Melissa. Okay. So the first thing I want to say is that I appreciated how you introduced yourself and how you came across, so that I felt like I was dealing with somebody that, you know, was a professional psychic, medium, intuitive. You set the stage for that, and that was great. It's something that actually I needed to hear that. I've been hearing that more lately from people around me, because I don't do that to the degree that I wanted to. And Jamie taught that early on, and I sometimes, you know, you don't focus on everything that happens. That's okay. You build other strengths, but I didn't build that. It's coming around again. So I appreciate how you did that. Then you went into some colors. You talked about yellow all around me. What you need to know is that, like, yellow is like this for me, from Jamie's original deck that she gave me, that joy, yellow, the solar plexus for me. Every time I see yellow or say yellow, I'm like, joy, 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 joy. It's all joy. And that is what I've been talking about consistently for so long. In fact, today, the conversation came up 4 or 5 times about how important it was to mine the joy and the white light that the joy is connected to. So you mentioned the white light, you mentioned the yellow, that's the joy. And you mentioned the joy around me. The purple is the wisdom, this crown chakra for me. When I hear that, I'm like, yes, because I am committed to bring what I sense is the wisest things to people in the world. And like Jamie just confirmed for me, I'm going to pull this stuff from every single corner of every universe that exists. The window open thing, you mentioned the window open. It's an expansion of my business. It's an expansion of who I am in this world of, you know, psychic empowerment and stuff like that. And wait, I want to go back to the thing you mentioned about Pac-Man and pixels. So like, because like, and about like letting go of stuff and sort of like getting through something. Like I used to do these things a lot, and you might not be able to see it from here, but if you look up close, they look like they're made out of little pixels, because they're all little drawings of faces. That it's pixel type art that comes together, and I've made a small business out of that for years. the other thing about the Pac-Man that's important to me is that what you don't know is I just talked to my son. I know I'm giving a lot of feedback, Jamie, but she gave a lot of information and I ought to do it. I just talked with my son about like childhood times where I met my best friend at the arcade and we used to play the video games. We used to get good at them because we'd learn the patterns, and Pac-Man was one of them. And I just talked about with my son, who's 13, and I need to build that relationship with him, which is where I had that fear around stuff with him because of the because of how difficult it is to be a dad, you know, with him. And he's got making friends, he's going through some of the awkward times, and I'm trying to bring that confidence and support to him. But my fear was in our marriage ending, you know, I'm separated legally and we share him half the time, that I wouldn't be able to live alone because I never have lived alone. And I've struggled in the times that I lived alone, but I got through it. And it is past me and behind me now. You talked about it finally being time that it's past. So that was all good stuff too. And it really did change quickly. Like these timeline shifts, these universe shifts, these reality shifts happen in an instant and you're just teleported in a whole new dimension. The other one is like ridiculous. It doesn't even exist. And I'm realizing more and more how quick those changes are. And you mentioned that. And so, yeah, like just great stuff. And you'll see that as you continue to practice, you're just going to get so much more confident over and over. And that as that happens, that vibration that moves through of that joy of it, just, oh my God, it's just so incredible. So I'm psyched for you about that. And I want to lead into what Taj, where is it? How do I say your name? Because I have to give, sorry, Tej. Tej. All right. So I'm going to give all the feedback to 3 people, right? So,
Okay.
The thing about my son with the doors, with all the doorways, which I'm not even going to say, like Stephen pulls that doorway card after that, right? That you said all that, but all right, we got other stuff going on here too. But oh, Jamie, I know, right? It's messed up, isn't it? How everything's so connected globally.
Yep.
The doorways that you were talking about, Tej, was like I have anxiety around that because I have so many different doors that I can walk through, first of all, with my son. And I'm trying all of these different ways to reach him and be a good dad with that. And it does create all of that juggling of that anxiety feeling like I'm going to wreck it or mess it up. And because I can't like figure out which is the right door and all of that, that happens to me at times. And so, but then you said, you know, take the most peaceful path. And that's important to me because I am under this mantra of pause and get calm. And for me, that is the only way I can operate is if I pause, get quiet, and then get into that serenity space. And you're reminding me, of course, Brian, like you can handle all the anxiety if you just get calm with your breathing. How simple. And then you'll know what door to open and close and know what things to say to people around you, and especially with my son. And so that was, you know, that was great. The other thing about the many doorways is, Jamie said it too, like, dude, I have ideas rolling out of my eyes everywhere. They're just tons. And I've got to juggle those and integrate those and find out how to not sell myself short in those areas or box myself in, like she's saying. So that's all right on there too. Now, Kirsten, you mentioned you had that small piece for a few of us, and you had that small piece for me about the car wreck. It's a relationship that I was in a few months ago that basically crashed and burned, you know, and it was that person, they judged me and they hit their head on that beautiful clear blue sky windshield thing that we were driving down. And she left like cold and judgmental when she did. And so and she didn't like respond after that. And so for you to say, she wants you to know, see, I
Is
see
she
this.
alive? Is she alive?
No, but this is the thing. She's dead in a way, like she's not literally dead, but
Okay.
I said this about it because my timeline has shifted. So she
Okay.
is dead in my
Okay.
current existence. This is new shit for me too. I appreciate being here. She's dead in my new existence. And she's saying, she can't say it to me, but she said it through you. She said,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't have the words to say. The rubber ducky is the joy. The joy that
Okay. All right. Thank you for making that make sense for me. Okay.
absolutely.
Because I've had a few people who weren't dead come through as if they were. Okay.
Yeah,
So that's another time I've had that. Okay. Thank you.
yeah. And I just learned something very important from you. It's fucking amazing. Did I just swear? Don't swear in these things, Brian. Look. Oh my God. I've learning from you guys. We learn from each other. That's new about non-dead people communicating to me, but they really are dead in my personal life that I'm in now and the timeline I'm in now. So I appreciate all of this.
Thank you
Anyhow,
for the validation.
Thanks.
yeah, you all did great. And
Great.
you're all just going to continue to do. Oh my God, it's so good. Jamie knows. Jamie, come on. I can barely be here without like exploding into. You guys, your lives are going to change, like she said. Oh my God, so good.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Sarada, it's Sarada, right? Is that, so how do you say? Yeah, okay. Do you want to give
Right.
any feedback?
Yeah. I just felt like the girl, like you guys were everywhere with, I guess, with my reading. The past couple of days, I've been all over the place. As far as a relationship goes, I'm not seeking one. But I did lose my husband back in 2016 of cancer. That's hard to let go. And I have issues when I'm dealing with my kid. And I don't know if that's where all the doorways came in, where his girlfriend might be pregnant, but it's a hard pill to swallow. So like my emotions been all over the place. So I felt like when they were trying to read me, that's what they got.
Yep. For sure. Okay. All right, well, it's gonna be important for you, like I said, to do what's best for you right now. You know,
Right.
because we get emotional and we do some things that we don't want to do and say and things like that. But I feel like you taking care of you is what is most important. And then everything is gonna fall into place. It really is. I see everything falling into place and everybody, being a family, in that family continuing to stay close knit. Okay. So you're
Right.
gonna go through some bumps, but you're always going to come back together. But what's most important is that you get your space and your time to process. Okay.
Right.
That's what you need. And so make sure you do that. Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Ashley.
Yes, so to give a little bit of a background, first I want to say that all of you guys did really well, and this stuff that I'm going through must be like fuming off of me. I have a 5-month-old daughter, and me and her father split up a few months ago. Well, he decided to come back around to my house, and now he's squatting in it. So I have a no contact order to where I can't go to my own house. His name's not on anything, nothing's his. And he's there and I can't go there. So me and my daughter are back with my mother. My security, my grounding, my everything I've worked for is just stripped from beneath my feet, basically. I'm trying to find my grounding. The lion, I am a Leo, and I do carry a lot of strength. I've been through a lot in life. So this is kind of, I can still smile and be happy, and I'm still enjoying my baby. I am now living with my 2 grown sons and my granddaughter and my mom. So, I mean, the family's back together. I have a lot to be blessed for. And I'm also learning not to hold on to the material stuff, even though it's more of my pride. And I'm trying to let go of all of that, I guess. I do have a fight coming up. I do have court that I would have to go to, and he's threatening to take me to court for my daughter. So don't split the baby. That I'll have to look into that story. Yeah. And with the warrior thing, I have been told that I have a direct connection to Athena, goddess Athena. So that makes sense for me as well.
Okay.
And I just want to say thank you.
Awesome. Make sure you get full custody. That's what that means.
Definitely. Yep.
Okay. So, yep. So don't split the baby both, you know what I mean? Part-time. Nope. You need it. You need full custody.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much to the volunteers for coming on. I appreciate your time and energy. Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you.
I forgot to tell Melissa, the angel thing had stuff also. Do you want me to just take a 30 seconds to tell her that?
Sure, sure.
All right. What you, okay, two things. Earlier this morning, I was in a public space talking with somebody about something, and we talked about how you're entertaining angels when you're around people. Like he was like that for me, and I didn't put that together until after you had said it. The other thing was that my son and I we were shopping for something for him. We went to a bunch of different stores, and we ended up at one stop at the Goodwill store, and I ended up buying this yesterday. Okay, and I just brought it out. I'm telling you, dude, you cannot make this stuff up. Now, I thought it was a boy for some reason, and then I realized it wasn't. Today, I was like, wait, this is a girl. This is like a woman, a girl angel, and I wasn't sure. But then when you said, I wasn't sure what angel it would be, and when you said Uriel, that resonates with me, that this is Uriel, because I'm getting more angels added. It's usually Metatron, Michael, but more stuff is happening to me now. Like Jamie said, look at this crazy stuff. Oh my God, you guys are gonna have so much fun. I'm telling you, it's just brilliant. So you were right on, and look at that yellow star of joy. You know what I mean? Like that, bringing it right down to me. It's beautiful. So everything, you can't screw it up. It just happens, and it gets so much more comfortable just believing that and allowing it come through with all the validation. You'll just grow so strong with this. Anyhow, yeah, practice.
All right, Brian, you are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. All right, guys, all the volunteers, thank you for being here. We appreciate that. You guys can head off now.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Okay, great job, guys. Everybody did such a good job. So now how did you guys feel like we did? I mean, you guys did fantastic. Everybody happy?
I think I did pretty good.
Yeah. Everybody did really good. Okay. All right. Well, does anybody have any questions?
I don't know if this is actually a question. It's more of a comment.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, because we're so much talk about angels and stuff, I always felt like there is a spirit around me, like could be an angel. I mean, I feel like when I meditate and stuff, I do connect with angelic beings, but I've never really researched too far into like the types. Like I'm familiar with them, but I don't know much more than that. And I don't know if it's like an angel spirit or if it's like an actual spirit, like spirit guide. But every time it might sound creepy, but it's not creepy to me. Every time I'm like, say I'm walking down the street and the light poles, every time I walk down the street, one of them turns off every time I walk past it. And
that's because you're level 4 empath. That's what that means. You are able to manipulate energy. Your vibration is so high that it knocks out electricity.
Okay, because I at first I thought it was just a coincidence, like, oh well, there must be something wrong with that pole and that pole. But then over the last few years now, it happens. It just happens regularly, and I'm like, it's kind of hard to believe that the lights on the hallways are all messing up when I seem to pass by them. And I'm like, and I'll look hard in the mirror, in the rear view mirror, looking like, is it gonna do it to them? No, it just happens to me. And it's gotten to the point where like people that are close to me will notice it too, like if I mention that it's a thing. But it's not something that like scares me or creeps me out. If anything, it's like comforting.
It's you. It's your physical vibration. We will blow out light bulbs. I mean, it's a thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, okay. It's a thing of being such a strong empath that way. Where you gotta constantly replace light bulbs.
Yeah.
Same thing with me. Ever since I was a kid, I would drive under street lights and they would go out.
Oh really? Okay, because I've never met anyone else that has gone through the same thing, and I'm like, I don't really know where this is coming from.
But you are a starseed, so you have a being who is with you from a different place, from another planet. Okay.
I feel like that could actually be true, because it's never feels familiar, but it doesn't feel familiar. It's like I can't exactly pinpoint what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can feel it around me all the time. And not to say that I've ever been like in a very dangerous situation, but I have been in situations where like I easily could have been like snatched up in the middle of the road kind of things growing up. And I just feel like I've been very lucky with a lot of things that I've gone through, and kind of think back on like that energy that I feel around me all the time. And I'm like, I don't know if it's a family member because it feels masculine to me.
Yeah,
I feel-
you're very protected.
Mhm.
And that is, yeah, have you looked up star seeds?
I have, but I also feel like I'm very I feel like I've reincarnated here many times. So I do have like a very, very strong connection towards stars and everything space. Like when I was a kid, I wanted to be an astronomer. I wanted to do a bunch of stuff like that.
We're all star seeds.
Mhm.
So when I say that, it's kind of like an awakened one, one that it's hard to even talk about, but your soul remembers more,
Okay.
than
Yeah.
a normal person. Do you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? My daughter, the same thing. She has reincarnated a lot of times, you can tell.
Mhm.
She doesn't deal with anybody's crap. But she's a star seed as well. So do you know what I mean? You can be both of those things. It's not just one or the other.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I know about that.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, we get
confirmed.
amnesia. We get amnesia when we come, but some of
Mhm.
us, we remember more, and that's a lot of, you'll see that in addicts, or alcoholics, where they don't feel, they long for somewhere else. They feel like they don't belong here. Do you know what I mean? And that's why they use to cover up that feeling. So that's why I mean, like an awakened starseed, because of the amnesia, right? That we get.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
So I
gotcha.
would continue to search in that. There is a test. It's a lengthy test that you can take to find out, how much of an awakened one that you are. All you have to do is research it. It's 100 questions. Or you could take a look and see what planet you resonate with, or what
Okay.
time. And that would be really good for you to do.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, okay. Anything else? Any other questions or comments?
I have one.
Yeah.
Not that like I'm disappointed in myself or anything, but Brian's energy was so strong that I couldn't get past feeling exactly how he was feeling.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get what was needed. But like with everybody doing it, like he got everything was validated with everything that he said. So combined with everybody, he got what he needed. And I felt that. I was just like, I can't even get past like this anxiety that I'm feeling. Like so I don't know if there's anything for that. I've noticed that I feel people's emotions more than I used to.
Yeah.
Hard for me to get past it to get more out of the reading.
Okay. So when that happens, you are going to train yourself to make a conscious decision to say thank you and transmute the energy. So when you're feeling that much anxiety coming on, you're like, what? This is not mine. Oh, okay, I'm feeling your anxiety.
Yeah.
And kind of in your mind, just say thank you and transmute it. Thank you, I don't need it anymore. And you step out of it.
Okay.
Okay. You could literally picture yourself just like stepping backwards if you want to, stepping out of that energy. Just like that, no problem. Yeah. And you know what? Before you do a reading, put a circle, put a bubble around you. Like I'm not gonna be feeling these people's feelings that much. I'm gonna feel it just enough. You know what I mean? So make sure you protect yourself ahead of time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
Well,
have to get back to work real soon, but can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
So you were talking about the lights flickering before. And I'm a custodian. I'm in the school. Every room I went in and out of since I meditated, the lights were flickering. And I'm like, tell me I'm gonna need to change 20 light bulbs tonight. Like, give me a break. But I swear, like at least 5 different rooms tonight were flickering. And I'm like, oh my gosh, really? And I felt my phone's been laggy, so I could only see Brian's energy. I couldn't see anyone else's face. And in fact, I keep like zoning out because it's glitching, but Brian's energy was like very high, and I like felt extremely drawn to him.
Mhm.
And I apologize. I kept going. I didn't realize how the reading was going to happen, I guess. But I wound up drawing cards for him also. It's a good thing you stopped when you did. Can I possibly send you like a voice message, or can I connect with him somehow to give him the reading then?
Oh, he would love that. Yeah,
Okay.
he would love that. All you gotta do, he's in the group, the Intuitive Lifestyle group, my group.
Okay.
Just search Brian, he'll come right up
Okay. Awesome.
in the members, so yeah. Okay, cool.
And I thought it was awesome to see how, or hear how everyone was able to channel and get messages. So awesome
Yes.
job, everybody.
Yeah, everybody did great. Great job, Melissa.
Thanks.
Okay. Everybody, you guys did such a good job. Congratulations. This is a hard class. It's, I push you to move through a lot of fear. We go very quickly. So congratulations on keeping up and giving you guys all a pat on the back. Okay. So it's been wonderful to work with you guys. If you want, let me know if you want to become an admin in the group. You're more than welcome to do that. I don't care if you, if you offer your services or you promote or whatever it is, and you can go live and do readings as much as you want in that group. So just let me know about that. And if you did want your certificate, just make sure you message me and send me your name that you want printed on it and your address. Okay. And then if anybody didn't take my intuitive development, I will be doing that in 2 months. If you guys want to, if you want to join and you feel like you want some more knowledge, that isn't discussed in this. It's more of a beginners, but we do talk about a lot of things, and we do a lot more practice as well. So
Will you post that in the page?
we're friends, right? Are we friends
Yeah.
on Facebook? Yeah, because I'll post it on my psychic page, on my page, in the group. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, sending you so much love. Congratulations. You guys
Thank
finished the
you.
class. And have a great rest of your night.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.